please, bro. Please never fight, bro. Never get into a street fight. Never fight some random dude on the street. And see, I'm going to give you guys a really quick story because a lot of you guys are probably younger guys who watch my channel. So I'm going to give you guys a quick story to put into perspective how dumb and scary street fights actually are. So you know how like normally in high school when people fight, like it's lit as fuck because why? The threat of, you know, dying is really low in a school fight. Why? Because there's a bunch of people around who are like going crazy. Like, oh, look, they're fucking fighting. They're fighting. And since there's also all these people around, there's people who are capable of breaking up the fight if some crazy shit, like if somebody like pulls out a knife or some shit, like people could jump in and be like, oh, stop that shit, and like get in there. You know what I'm saying? And or people know most school fights are only gonna last like about 4, 5, 6, even 10 seconds. Even a school fight lasting more than like a minute without some authorities or teachers pulling up is really like low. Like more often than not, like, you know, some teachers are going to show up within like 30, 40 seconds of the fight breaking out and everybody already starting to cry and be like, oh, what the fuck is going on? So it's like when people fight in school, no one thinks, oh, it's just a school fight, bro. It's just, why is it just a school fight? Because there's actually really no bad consequences for a street fight other than the fact that, like, you know, for the person who wins the school fight, like, you know, they get that clout. They're like, hey, man, I beat that dude's ass, blah, blah, blah. Everybody in the school like, oh, man, I remember he beat his ass. Like, you get that, like, school clout. So there's, like, benefits from winning a school fight. And if you lose a school fight, you know, you get the repercussions. It's like, ah, man, he beat your ass. You know, you wouldn't want to show your face because you feel embarrassed or whatever. So basically, there's, like, value added for winning a school fight. And there's value you lose for losing a school fight. But generally, it's, like, balanced out. And there's no really threat of death or anything. So speeding up the story, or to even make a long story short. So after I graduated high school, we had our beach week or our senior week. And for you guys that don't know what that is, it's like basically where the seniors of a class that just graduated basically go to some destination, usually like the beach or something for a week. It's like pretty much a majority of your graduating class, they go to the beach. We personally went to Ocean City where like a majority of my graduating class was there. So from on different streets, like people were staying in Airbnbs or hotels or whatever. Basically, like everyone in my grade was just down there at the beach and everybody's having fun or whatever. So obviously, you know, with this, like people are drinking, smoking, partying or whatever. And the interesting is, while we're at Ocean City, all these other schools who like had their seniors just graduate too, also were down there. This is during the summer, by the way. This is like May, June-ish. So other seniors in their own separate graduate classes having their beach week were also down there at the same time. So, like, obviously, you see random, like, people from different high schools and they're throwing their own parties or whatever. So, one of the people from my graduating class, like, they were walking back to their house on one of the Ocean City streets. And, like, the Ocean City streets, I think they go from, like, First Street all the way up to, like, 132nd Street, just to give context. So, I think he was on one of the lower streets. So basically, he was walking back to his like house that he got with his some of the people, his like friend group basically that had their house at the beach week. So he's walking back, and basically what ended up happening, like some guy and he had alcohol in his backpack. So some guys from another high school basically came and like were like, hey man, what's in the bag? What's going on? Like I think they were intoxicated too. So they basically like jumped him and took his alcohol. So obviously, my graduating class was not gonna let that shit slide. So they were like, hey man, what the fuck? They jumped our boy. So everyone's like saying this shit over Snapchat and everything. Everybody's seeing like, oh bro, what the fuck? This is crazy. It's like, bro, no, we gotta get back. We gotta get our revenge on these people. And I'm like, obviously, I'm in fucking high school. I'm like, hell yeah, let's beat their ass. Like, I'm like, this is gonna be lit as shit. Like, let's beat their ass. So point is, I think because I was in my hotel with like 3 or 4 of my friends in there too, and we're like, oh, bro, I think they're about to like. It was a lot. I think what happened to him was like earlier in the day, and then so like later in the day, they were like, yeah, we're all about to slide. Like, have the great gonna slide. So we were doing our own fun, nefarious behaviors before that. So we ended up actually getting out there to the fight late because we had to drive down. We were on one of the higher number streets, so we had to drive all the way down to like one of the lower streets in order to like get, because that's like the street the other school, the other guys who like had jumped our boy from our school were on. So basically we were driving down there and shit basically already started popping off like on our Snapchat. And so like we're seeing, and so we're like, oh, bro, we're fucking missing it. But you know, for a second, I was sitting there in the car, like as we were driving down there and looking at the video, like people fighting. It's like a mosh pit of people fighting because it's like a bunch of people from my grade, and then like the dudes from whatever like school they were from, and a few of their boys, like more guys from like their house because they were like preparing for like to fight. So people are just fighting, swinging, going crazy, and it's weird. In all this, even though it's like, oh man, this lit as fuck, what's happening? Sorry, yo. So I was like, even while watching this, like while they're fighting, I'm like, oh shit, this is lit as shit. But then I was realizing, I was thinking about it, like, whoa, wait. Because then I saw one of my boys like seriously get punched in the face. I was like, damn. And he like almost like basically like delirious, like, you know, like basically knocked out. Like, you know, that space in between you're knocked out, but you don't know what's going on, but you're kind of conscious. Basically like that. You know, like, y'all probably see like UFC, MMA, you know, people are like, oh, bro, what the fuck going on? And like the ref got to come over like, you good, man? So basically, I've seen that on like the videos. And I'm like, whoa, wait. This shit is super real, what I just watched. Like, this is real. Like, people are actually like fighting. Like, somebody can like die. You know what I'm saying? So basically, even just to conclude the story there, because that's the kind of the point I wanted to get across. This is why you should never street fight. Never, ever street fight. Because this isn't like high school anymore. This isn't like school where you have all these different things that can actually make sure nothing bad happens. You see, when you go fight a random person in the street, they don't care about you. They don't know who you are. They have no reason to think, oh, let me not stomp on this dude's head. Let me not slam this person on concrete. Let me not stab this person. Like, let me not shoot this person. Like, you need to understand there's the greatest consequence from a street fight is you dying, right? And honestly, I would assume all of you guys value your lives way more than the slight dopamine or ego boost you're going to get from beating someone in a street fight. Because you're going to be like, okay, that was cool, but 2 to 3, 4 days later, you're not going to be talking about it anymore because it's not that great of an accomplishment. You just got mad and beat somebody's ass. But you could have actually lost your life in that fight. Think about that. So you either get this, because like I was saying, the benefits of a school fight is kind of different because you survive. You know, if you beat the guy, you know, you get the clout and whatever. Like, people are like fucking with you, like, oh damn, he can beat people's ass. And the other guy, like, you know, he doesn't die, but he like, you know, gets a little bit lower benefits because it's like he got his ass beat. But like everything's still like fine, like people survive. But in a street fight, you don't get clout from no one. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares who you are or knows who you are. And the greatest repercussion is you die. So what I thought, even from that whole Beach Week event, like, imagine you just graduated high school, got into a street fight, and you just died. You just died like a week after you graduated high school. All over just some alcohol or something, when you could have just spoke to the authorities or got taken care of in a way where you're not risking your life for no reason. Because imagine you have to think to yourself like, bruh, I really just died at Beach Week over some random shit that wasn't even me. Because it's like, it's not like everyone who was fighting was the person who got jumped. They were defending the person, but it's like, you just die over that. Like, you're just dead. So I just want you guys to take this as a lesson to make sure that you don't get into street fights, because there's absolutely no benefits from fighting a random person on the street. Because if they are even bold enough to disrespect you or talk to you crazy open in the street, they don't care about their lives, because that's wild. And they 100% don't care about your life anymore for sure then. So just make sure in any outside nightlife situation or outside, always seek to de-escalate and walk away, because you surviving matters way more than this little ego and confidence boost you're going to get from just fighting some random guy on the street. So yeah.